So today I'm going to talk about how you can increase in your tawakkul, because I myself was struggling with this a few years ago. I had a lot of low iman. I was depressed, and my relationship with God wasn't really good. And I have been working on myself for a few years now, and I can say that I've gotten to a point where I know how I can like surrender to God and have more trust. Although I do struggle sometimes, but I have gotten to the point where I can say that I pretty much got the solution for everything that you can imagine related to your own mental health, or just having trust on God, what this video is about. So for me, I would say that past few years I've had some situations where I feel like there was a dead end and I didn't feel like um, anything would happen, anything would come out of it, and just couldn't believe where Allah was taking me. I couldn't believe that Allah would do this to me, like why me, and having these thoughts. And if you can relate, I bet you've been wanting a way out of this. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 3 ways you can actually deal with this, and I'm going to give you journaling exercises, as well as some things to think about, like visualizations, because they're very powerful and they can help you really break that pattern of just not being able to heal your relationship with Allah. If you've got, some grudges, if you can't understand how life works, sometimes, and sometimes we feel like we're not serving a greater purpose, but we are. We're a part of his plan. So number one thing I would say is, first of all, try to imagine, because part of not being able to have trust on God is not being able to surrender to his plan. And that's what tawakkul is about. It's like a form of surrender, like you're surrendering to Allah, and you're like, let me just go along with whatever is your plan, even though I don't know what's ahead of me. So that's tawakkul, and that's a form of surrender, right? You must have heard about, even if like in Western spiritualism, there's a lot of talk about surrender, and a lot of surrender is just, it revolves around like just letting go what you think is good for you, because you know what Allah has in store for you, what the universe has in store for you is like far better, because we don't, as humans, we don't really possess anything, any power. So number one thing is imagine, just close your eyes and just imagine yourself in a really like vulnerable state, like you're really weak. You're having your situation, but like imagine yourself like 10 times worse, or not being able to create a scenario where you're not able to really tolerate these things anymore, that you can handle, you can control any of these things. Just imagine yourself and let yourself kind of fall. And if you can cry, just cry, but remember, like in this exercise, the point is you have to remember that you're weak and that you're stranded. Like imagine yourself stranded in an ocean, hanging on to a lifeboat. You could do that as well. And the only person that can save you is Allah, of course. And imagine yourself just crying out to him, and just like calling out to him, just wanting him to rescue you. You could do that. And this is a powerful exercise, by the way. You will end up crying, and it's normal. It's normal to be feeling that way. And number two is, try to grab a journal, and this is a powerful one. Grab a journal and just sit down, or you could just sit down with yourself and close your eyes, meditate a little bit, and just think about what Allah would say to you right now. Imagine him as like your greatest friend, somebody who really cares about you, somebody who loves you more than your parents, like 100 times better than your parents. So because his love is like infinite and there's a lot of mercy. So just imagine, just let yourself be calm, and just like you're in the presence of a friend, who really, a mentor, like a spiritual, a friend who knows everything, you can imagine. So just imagine what he would say to you, like write it down, or just imagine it. You write it, right? Write it down or just imagine it, right? What you could do is after that, just read it out loud if you're done writing, and kind of see the difference in you. Really absorb the advice or the comforting words, and right, whatever Allah is saying to you. By the way, this is about the verse. It's not a verse, it's a hadith Qudsi. It says, I am as my servant thinks of me. So remember this hadith, because whatever we think about Allah is true. So if we think He doesn't really want us, He thinks bad about us, it's gonna come true. You're gonna manifest that. So make sure that you always think positive about Allah, that you think that He loves you so much, He cares for you, He wants you to feel better, He wants the best for you, He wants your dreams to come true, and that He wants a lot of your, He wants to cater to a lot of your emotions, and whatever your dreams are, whatever you want in your life to happen, He wants to cater to that. So just think about it. Like He wants to fulfill your dreams, your wildest ones. Just think about that. And this exercise, like, I would say start doing it on a daily basis, because once you cultivate that sort of like inner voice, it's gonna help you heal a lot of things within yourself, because you're gonna have this, instead of having like an inner critic, you're gonna have like an inner supportive friend. And whatever you think about God is true. So what about thinking positively? Like, having one of the biggest pillars of like Islam is being able to have a good opinion of God, right? It's called husn zan billah, if I'm pronouncing it right. It means that you need to have like a good opinion of Allah, because Allah wants you to have a good opinion of Him, because only through that are you gonna have your tawakkul back. If you don't think positive about Allah, if you think negative, like He's not gonna help you, He's not gonna show up for you, He's not gonna solve the situation for you, then that's exactly what's gonna happen. So you need to think the opposite, like to the extreme, which is like positive, right? To the extreme, that He wants to fulfill your wildest like imaginations, right? Number three, I would say, is an exercise I got from the book The Power in Your Dua. I think, no, The Power of Dua. So the book is called The Power of Dua, and actually exercise number one was from the book, I think. Yeah. So the third exercise I would say, which is also from the book, is like ask yourself, like, what is it that you want right now? Think about it. Like, what is the biggest thing that will make you happy, or the biggest situation, like dream being fulfilled, or anything, any goal that you want to achieve, or anything. Like, you want to go out right now, or you want to go someplace new, you want to travel. Think about anything, and then just think about Allah wanting to fulfill that for you, and then think, what more could Allah want for me? Like, what is better than this? What is a better situation than this? And then think of it, and then ask yourself again, what's something that would be even more amazing, even better than this? And then do it like 2 or 3 more times until you get to the biggest dream or situation or feeling, and really keep asking yourself, what's the biggest thing Allah would want from me right now? What's the biggest thing I want for myself? You could ask that as well. But the point of this exercise is being able to realize at the end, when you get to the last question, after like doing this 3 or 4 or 5 times, is once you get to the biggest dream, know that Allah wants to fulfill that exactly for you. He wants to make it come true. which is really beautiful to think about because you would never imagine, because we tend to think small, so we never think about that Allah would want something so big for me, you know, because we never pray about these things, or we don't allow ourselves to really think about our own dreams. We hold ourselves back. So this is how you have more tawakkul. I hope you like this video. This is like a new channel, so feel free to subscribe. I'm gonna try to post videos on a daily basis, but I will be posting weekly for sure. And you can follow me on Instagram. It's mental health dot coach, I think. I'll link it down, and you can also follow me on Threads as well. I post there often as well, and feel free to just reach out, DM me. I'm open to anyone who wants to connect and talk about anything related to having a good relationship with God. I'm also going to be doing big book reviews, so feel free to just stay tuned, just subscribe, and you'll get notified when I post my book reviews. So yeah, bye.